How's it going, everybody? Today, we're going to take a look at a new version of Gruul aggro that was piloted by Hall of Famer Willie Edel to a top 4 finish in a Magic Online Premier event this past weekend. This version of Gruul aggro added Carplusion Forest to help fix the mana base, an issue that most Gruul decks were suffering from before. Everything else is pretty standard. 1 Boseiju pathways, 4 layers, which is quite a lot, but you end up using it in some interesting ways that we'll mention later. And Kenzen, you're playing the full suite of 8 elves to help you get ahead. 4 scavenging uses helps against Greasefang as well as outsizing the other creature decks. Werewolf Pack Leader is one of the most effective 2-drops in the format, especially when you're able to draw cards with it. Bonecrusher Giant, just powerful 2-for-1 quality card all around. Reckless Storm Seeker allows you to haste up your creatures so that you're able to get in the turn they come down, including itself. Works really well with Werewolf Pack Leader because you get to attack for 6 on turn 3 and draw a card. And if it's night, your creature gets +2/+0 and trample and haste, which makes it a big deal when you're able to haste up some of your bigger creatures later and give them trample. Next up, we have Lovestruck Beast. This adventure card gives you 1/1s as well as a 5/5, great against other aggro decks, especially the red decks, as a nearly impenetrable wall. And with the addition of the 8 elves and Lair of the Hydra being able to be made into a 1/1, you almost always have the resources to attack with this big beast. Next up, we have Ronus the Indomitable. Great card to be able to help push through last points of damage, though it is difficult to trigger in this deck. I have run into that problem a lot, but the value of being able to give your creatures +2/+0 and trample, as well as having a big indestructible and death touch creature, is valuable, especially with Embercleave. Next up, we have Kazandu Mammoth, a nice modal double-faced land that helps up your mana count, as well as give you a big threat that does turn on Ronus for free. Next up, we get to the part that's a little bit odd, and that is the 2 Sky Sovereign console flagships. This card has been taking over Pioneer as a means to answer red-black midrange's creature suite, as well as deal with all of the other creature decks in the format and deal with Karn the Great Creator out of mono green. It's becoming a main deck staple at the moment, and this deck leverages that by pairing it with another powerful artifact in Embercleave that helps you cut through the other aggro decks and midrange decks. Although you are unhappy to see this card against, say, Rakdos, it does instantly kill decks like mono green and helps push through damage once they've blocked up the board. Now, moving over to the sideboard, we have some interesting cards. We'll start with some of the more traditional cards in a deck like this. In Rending Volley, good against mono white aggro, good against any of the spirits decks, good in a lot of places in Pioneer. This card is a staple for these kind of decks, especially with the rise of Greasefang as well. Outland Liberator, as I mentioned, Sky Sovereign Council flagship, has been seeing tons of play, as well as Greasefang and other artifact and enchantment based decks. So it's good to have a tool that can, in night mode, kill off portable holes and things like that for free, or in both modes be able to hit a targeted specific artifact or enchantment. Now we come to the spicier part of the sideboard, and this is where the deck building of Willie Edel really goes to that next level. We have 4 collected companies. Not something you see every day in the sideboard, but when you think about it, in this deck, I mentioned you don't really want Embercleave against decks like Rakdos midrange, things that 1-for-1, because what's going to happen is A, it'll get clogged in your hand because your creatures will be killed. B, you'll go to put it on a creature and they'll kill it, nullifying your big damage swing. So what do? You board in Collected Company and board out Embercleave. Well, now you've lowered your curve a little bit. If they kill all your creatures, it doesn't matter. You can just instantly rebuild your board, and you have a tool to deal with wrath effects and things like that by dropping 5-10 power post-wrath. Collected Company is a great sideboard card in a deck like this, and being able to swap between the Embercleaves and the Collected Company has definitely made me interested in this archetype. Next up, we have Domri Rod. Matchups where the ground is going to get stalled. It allows you to draw cards. If you look at the top of your library and there's a creature, generally when this card was printed, people talked about you draw about half a card per turn. You can do that over and over again until you get an emblem that is ostensibly unbeatable for control decks, and then you have a -2 fight your creature against others. It's very powerful in any matchup where you assumably can just leave it to the side, drawing you cards to refresh your hand, and if you ever get to ultimate, it is very difficult to lose. Next up, we have Xenagos the Reveler, a card very close to my heart. Again, like Domri, it's great against control and other matchups where you're going to repeatedly want creatures on the battlefield like Rakdos. As I mentioned, when you're cutting cutting these Embercleaves and these Aronuses, both of which kind of work in concert with each other, wanting to have a bunch of creatures on the board. You're able to board in these 8 cards as long as cutting another, say, 2 Lovestruck Beasts, and all of a sudden you've transformed into a very different, slightly lower to the ground deck with a ton of Planeswalkers and Collected Companies, and you're able to fight some matchups that otherwise would be pretty rough. So before we jump into the gameplay, I just want to give a shout out to all of my patrons. If you're interested in supporting my content, you can like and subscribe to this channel, as well as going to my Patreon. Tier lists are written out and posted every Monday, several days before the videos. Everyone, including $1 backers on Patreon, get access to that text list every week. Now, let's jump right in to the gameplay. All right, we'll take the play. Sounds good. We can play Mammoth on 1. Then we have Pack Leader on 2. These Ronuses remain, I think, the card I'm least sold on. Alright, looks like Jund Food. Yo, Tom. Thank you for the prime. I sub for 3-2 decks. Cheers, my friends. Oh, then you got a lifetime sub ready to come. We are all 3-2s all the time. Appreciate you, friends. 7 months in a row. Thank you, bud. Hope you had a good lunch. You just want to slam a Ronus here. Next turn we can power up the lad and get in for a ton. It's also very hard to deal with. Well, I'm glad we didn't play an elf. For 10 tramp. 10 draw card. That's a good one. Vote next turn. We're gonna let us trade. Vote does a good job of turning on Ronus, funnily enough. Well. Sack food, draw a card. Vote does a really good job of going well over the top of their ground plan. Which is fine. Had some pizza, came in 6 in TFT. Oh no. You hate to see that, friend. So I think I'm actually going to play Ooze. Go 4 for us so we can attack. And when Boat comes in, it can clear the path for Ronus to get in for lethal next turn. Force a block, something to that effect. Sack it. If we didn't have Boat, this would be very frustrating lock to get through. I said. Witch's Oven number 2. Classic conundrum. Okay. It's Boat time. Bonk. Food. Or do that, sure. I would happily trade this elf. Next turn, we're going to use Ronus to crew the skyship because it can give trample to the other creatures, not to itself, though. Got opponent. Cauldron Familiar. Well, pain, but we're going to be. Put the Scoozles down and go with it. Also, trample's a hell of an ability. Mayhem Devil. Well, Mayhem Devil's going to do a real good job of. Well, it was fun while it lasted, everybody. So there. Two, 4 pings, so they could kill the scoos. Two. Problem is they don't kill the elf. We have exactly enough mana to deal them 10. Currently they're going to 10. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, this should leave them at exactly 10. We'll have 2 pumps because we have 6 mana, and that should be lethal. They've already shocked in a land. They have more abilities. This is already entered. Yep. They needed one more sacrifice. Bonk. Hit him with the boat. Alright. Outland Liberator. Get in there. Bone Crusher's kind of at its worst here. Cleave is good. Boat's good. Anything that tramples is good. Lovestruck Beast is kind of not at its best here. Yeah, it's got some really sick planeswalkers. Why didn't Golden Argosy fly? This drives me insane. It's true. It's the scandal of our lifetime. Alright, we definitely want Ooze. We want Liberator. Want Ronus. Lovestruck's the next worst, along with Stormseeker. I don't know. I don't think we want these. They do generate recursive value, which is nice. But that value gets stopped pretty easily. Domri is okay. Probably not worth it. Probably just put this back. Yeah, I don't think we want these. Cleave is a little bit sketchy, though. So generally, they're trying to chump block instead of kill our things. But we'll see how they board. If they board into a ton of removal, pressures back in and cut the cleave. Well, this hand's great. See what they got. A goose. A gilded gooser. Hate that. Heart's Desire, please. I want to hold this beside you, potentially. That's a beating and a half, huh? All right. Yeah. They didn't crack on end step. Yeah, you're supposed to do this on end step. Just draw a card for free. They have a 3-drop they're trying to hold on to. Yeah, they got a tomb. Yeah, I'm not sure. Opponents. Our opponent. I don't think our opponent is finding quite the optimal stuff going on. All right, cat. Oven. We'll be able to eat the cat at some point. Not quite yet. Here, make them do this now. They lose the value on the trail. As soon as they're unable to do it twice, it becomes tough for them. A little sad we don't have double red because we need more green sources, but find another red source at a point. We could Visagia this oven. We could also just like play our land, play a 3-drop, and keep going. If this is a Corvold, we're in trouble. We don't have a lot of answers to a Corvold. So that's just only 5 they play is Corvi. Two. Okay. Kind of less scary. I mean, it's still very scary, but no less. Work. Storm Seeker. Again, things that give trample very good, especially when we have 5-drop coming in, or 5-power creatures coming in. The other, it's the night side that gives trample. But sure did. I mean, this Embercleave can do enough. The only reason we're not. Oh, Karn the Great Creator. Okay. Well, I don't want to see what they're doing with Karn, to be honest. Attack. I think I got my list all figured out finally. Nice. Love to see that that you're finding your ideal list. All right. Red sources are out here. Not a great out, but it's out. So if we draw the red source, we can still pretty dead, I think. Yeah. We have been effectively locked. go to game 3. Yeah, Rakdos Sacrifice is a pretty good one. It do be that way. Follow, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Get to be on the play this game though. Big deal. Yeah, the biggest thing we need to do is just get onto the board quickly and then stick a cleave. So hand doesn't quite do. Alright, this hand's a lot better. This, put away one of these. We're gonna lead on Mammoth here. Shot. You got opponent. Cat oven things. Hope not, because then we get to draw a card. Well. Fatal push. Pain. Well, cat oven is a real problem. Deck's trying to kill on the ground. Beat a cat oven. Challenge impossible. Give this +1/+1 in haste and get to draw a card. Alright. Next turn, we're deploying the wolves. That's true, we are basically werewolf tribal. Sure. What we got going on? What you got for me, opponent? Alright, cat's back. Found a land and a gooser. Alright, well, I'm gonna do this. Draw 2 cards. Probably gonna Besage you that oven real soon. Have a land instead. Good shock and draw a card here. Alright, they don't. It's fine. They're dork. You're up. Alright. Gotten rid of one engine. Yep. Yeah, meat hooked here. Horrible hook or oven are kind of scared of here. Yeah, it's a meat hook for 3. Oh, beat that. Alright. Good enough. Yeah, I remain skeptical that this deck will be able to beat something like Rakdos Sacrifice, but we'll see. And we keep running into it. Not great. Not great, Bob. Sacrifice has been on the upswing this last week, too. A little scary. But that is also true, true of any deck trying to attack with creatures. Never want to run into Sacrifice. Against red-black? Bone Crusher's the take. Interesting. Probably means they have an answer for pack leader, I would assume. Alright, you're up. Oh, they're mono black. Okay. Well, just pack leaders aren't getting in there very. Embercleave hopefully helps. Rakdos Sack has a great Rakdos mid-range matchups. When range gets real popular, Sack follows. Sack anyway, I had to beat the popular. Yeah. Yeah, having to beat mono green is the big crux of why Sacrifice has a tough time staying at the top of the metagame. But it's been picking up. Alright, well, Lily's gonna they know about the Storm Seeker, so they can't attack if they make a sack. Ah, they remembered. How rude of them. Alright, well. What do you do against Liliana? You just overload their ability to block, defend it. Don't play a low resource game. Sign in Blood definitely helps them not play a low resource. A creature, so that I get to draw a card. The one, you leave the one going at Lily. Oh, Strider, rude. Fine. Embercleave him up. Well, Sign and Bloods are proving to be a pain. Good. The underdog here. I will do that at my leisure, RMB. But I appreciate you informing me. You have sent me a message. Invoke Despair. Alright, we'll eat the elf that isn't summoning. No fatal push, no fatal push. Stop. Stop it. Do it. Alright. Just keep eating creatures. Let's stick this on here. Because if they're going to fatal push, they're going to fatal push these, so... Now we just get to eat their creature and ate them. Well, we've done a good job of insulating ourselves against Invoke Despair. That's for sure. Hey, look at that. Up a game. Alright. Removal heavy decks. Embercleave, Ronus, Lovestruck Beast. Submit. Alright. That's much better. Oh, I love Shark Beast. Well, our elf lived, so that's more than I was expecting. Or they just waited till upkeep to kill it? Elf. Elf. Sign in Blood. Tapland, Sign in Blood. Not how I expected that to go. Alright. We're just bonking them to death with some elves this game. Nothing too crazy. Oh no, Field of Ruin. Hoping they play something we can vote. What's the scariest thing here? Shieldred? No. No, that's scarier. Yeah. Not actually that scary, though, because we already have 4 mana. Now we have 5. Those dorks were kind of just sitting, playing elves after all, I see. Oh, yeah. Can't escape them. The elves, they go everywhere. Alright, well. You got it. Get Lily to protect our ooze here. Kill this Aetherborn at our leisure. Field of Ruin. Sure. Get a mountain. Another Lilion. Now, the backup Lilion is rough here. Stops us from crewing right now. We can draw a creature that crews, we're happy. Look at that. Like professional. We get to do the ever so lovely attack Liliana, kill your creature. Yeah, Boat is just a destructive force. Play Boat. Boat good. What deck are you playing? Doesn't matter. Play Boat. I guess that's not true, but close. Close to true. Oh! That poor pack leader. That's a lot of lock going, huh? Alright. Alright. Trespasser. That's a reason to hold a land, I suppose. Well. It was looking bad quickly. It's funny. Getting a combat. Make it a 3/3. Ace. Alright. I have one creature in the yard. They have one creature in the yard. I mean, they could attack for 11. 11's a pretty big number. Okay, now they could attack for 10. Yeah, because they don't have another creature. Stand up the lad. We draw. Collected company into 2 creatures that could crew Sky Sovereign. They'll be at 11. They're going to take 6 down to 5. So 2 creatures, one gets haste. Block one of them. Not enough. Oh, we kill the block. Well, no, we can't unless we draw a card, right? Oh, Stomping Ground definitely isn't it. Alright, game 3. Show me what you got, opponent. Alright, I'll take the play. Hand's great. Especially if they have a slower hand like last game. We can diversify our threats pretty well. What do you got for me, opponent? Nazi, take my pack leader? I assume. The hasty lad. Okay. Oh. If I do. Deploy the lads. Push. No. So rude. Now. Okay. Draw. That counts as something else. They have a push too. Thoughtseize push is a rude start, opponent. I'll say it. Say it. Comes the extinction of KOs. I don't know if you'd do that if you had extinction, man. Can't believe they're able to sleep at night. It's true. True monsters. Well, they're at 6, so I was hoping. Thoughtseize Fatal Push Path to Peril 6. So pretty good start all around. Both teams fighting hard. The extinction event, they have to do it on. Do it on odd. I mean, I guess that makes sense in regards to potentially. Get a put them to 2 and insulate ourselves against Invoke or Liliana. Played correctly and got paid off for it. Next true crime Netflix on this game's opening. True. Just an absolute crime. I think if you were to cut the Terrace Unders, you probably have a little bit more room to like get your 4th tracker in there. I think if you're on 3 Chariot, you probably also don't want 3 Shieldred. Just end up a little too high on the top end. Can be dangerous. Yeah, I'd probably trim the Terrace Unders for some other form of removal that's a little bit more universally cheap without having to pay into 4 mana to have it do what you want it to do most of the time. Probably against Heroic here. I mean, this hand goes hard. Like, Lovestruck Beast into Ronis is a bop. Alright. Player 1 drop, player 2 drop, player 3 drop, player 3 drop, you know, as Garfield intended. Die a horrible, horrible death if they have a bunch of interaction. That was always the case. Shock here. Not blocking. So let's get a chip point in. Next turn we can play Forest or Kerplusion Forest into Beast. Then we play Ronis Elf or Stormseeker. Anger. Well, we could still trade, but we're not gonna block, so there's that. The devastation awaiting us if they have a Reckless Rage here. Can't block. I'd love to, but we can't. Never could we block here, fortunately. Mostly care about having our Ronis on defense, so we need to get this Lovestruck Beast to play first. Ugh, that's gross. I'm really so happy to just go like Stormseeker tag for 6, but we're already on here. Storks are coming in a little late. Need them on 1 or not at all here. I guess I'll leave Pack Leader back because I would probably block the Dread Horde with it. Depends what's good chance we're just gonna get run over here. Fortunately, we do have to throw this Lovestruck Beast something probably. Truck Beast, it's your time to shine. Get in there, bud. If they want to use. Yes. Both scenarios bad for us. Good. Have nothing. Unlikely. Why we could never block any of the day. Our plan of getting this Ronus down is not looking great, so we gotta just survive. Got opponent. And Heroicus felt tough. Both times we played it with this deck. They just are faster than us by a turn. The fact that they can invalidate our Lovestruck Beast make it real awkward, because that's our general plan, right? It's just stick this and stuff their offense, but it doesn't play out that way. Alright, you're up. We're not in a good way. I'll tell you that much. But if we're not dead, you have a shot to get this Ronus down, which does make life a lot easier. Might even want to just throw away this Werewolf Pack Leader, because we have a creature that's white. So we can... Oh, I just didn't tap land. Disaster. Okay, well that'll get us dead either way. Willing to die to that. Alright, let's go to the post forward. For these cards. Votes are fine. Unimpressive when we're more likely to dealing with a 5/5 or bigger. Gotta try and keep things in check. Alright. 4. Hard to turn down, though it is missing a rending volley to be truly where we want it to be. Top late. Scariest in their deck. Especially when all our removal is damage based. Storm Seeker, Collect a Company. It's a good enough curve. Ugh, gross. This not only blocks us on offense, it's gonna stunt us on defense too. Yeah, like I said, them being able to get this to be a 4/5 or 5/6 immediately. Just turn 2, hit for 5. Right on time. We're dead, lad. Yeah, unfortunately, Heroic is just like a mile and a half faster than us. Like, I've run into this a couple times now. No land. We have that. So this Coco can find something meaningful. Maybe we can race. In this main phase, we have Storm in our deck. Alright, well, we have a load of creatures. Getting for 7. 7, 9. Oh, they have a Reckless Rage here? That's a disaster. I mean, everything's a disaster at this point, to be fair. Any and everything. Disasters remain. Have this to chump block. Take our 6. Hope they don't have trample. This also lets us buy a little bit of time. Up. That. Punk 11. Okay. Well. Now we're on the draw, though. Now we're on the draw. Like I said, very scary. Rending Volley would not have killed their turn 1 Hoplite. Scary, scary, scary stuff. Land. Alright, what do you got for us? Alright, this hand's good. We gotta lead on this. They have a tap land on 1. Not. Okay, but if Swift Spear is better for us than any. Alright, Stork time. Get in there, lad. Five does a lot of blocking. Yeah, we're gonna take that. No blocks. Oh, no land. I want to play this, but I can't, so mad about it. Play this tapped and play Love Struck Beast or a Bone Crusher. Alright, you're in there. Take 3. Echo Code. I think just deploying a 5/5 gets us further ahead here, and then we can Coco next turn. 5/5 is just so hard to get, especially on 1 lane. Instead of 4/5, I can block that. Attack for 5. I want to see if we can entice them to attack with this Coco. So since we had this sitting here, it's pretty obvious what's going on. 5/5. They find another land. They do. Alright, so now they can attack with impunity. Problem is they're risking a crackback if they. Five, 10, 13, 15. This is lethal by itself. Our Love Struck Beast coming in huge here. It's just murder machines. Combat, get Bone Crusher haste, get in. Last seen playing Golgari midrange, so maybe we're just playing a fight of our last deck versus our current deck here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, our triple pack leader hands. Against a Mutavault start. What companion do we got? Gigantha? Gigantha Mutavault. What are we up to, opponent? Curious. Curiouser and curiouser. Not heroic, it's not sacrifice, it's not nit. What? What? Okay. Got it, bud. I'm gonna shock so we don't have to limit our options later. Be able to play this on red for Embercleave. Mono green Stompy. No, green black. Okay. Trespasser, that's fine. Yeah. Attack. I'm just gonna dump 2 pack leaders. If they don't block, and if they do block, we're gonna leave the boy. It's cleaving time. Green black mid range with Gigantha means no. Sure. They're on Chariot instead of Shieldred or Kalita. Fine. Back. This. This. Be out here wolfing. Nothing but pack leaders. All of the pack coming in hot. Yeah, for me. Could have Bone Crusher to cat, but if they play another creature and they could end step kill the cat token. Any number of things we might want to Crusher more cat token. Have a big board. Alright. Embercleave gets the job done, so we're going to thank it by getting it right the hell out of here. Porting in these cards. Hitting submit. I don't know how many times we can run this gambit, but we're going to keep doing it. Collected Company and Planeswalkers in, Ronus, Lovestruck Beast, and Ember out. Have a better value mid-game. Oh, we have a Domri this time. We haven't seen a Domri yet. We've seen Xenagos, which has done work. We haven't caught a Domri. Domri doing Domri things. It was one of my favorite Domries when I started, not when I started playing, but when I was in college. We played this set a lot. Blast. I loved every second of it. Gate crash. Yeah. Deville, you're on there. Got a fatal push? Sure. Deville, the man of many talents. I'm going to play a Domri. Draw half a card. Hey, we get this one. You have to kill creatures to get cards. They just used the Bloodchief's Thirst. Oh, they also missed a land drop. Not ideal. Huh? Sure. Plus. Draw that one. I could just play Ooze Pack Leader. I think I like doing that. As much as I want a company, I think I do want to set some things into play, make it harder for them to interact here. Coco at our leisure as we are equal on cards since Domri's drawn 2. It's unlikely over. Domri looking real hot, gotta tell you. Domri out here drawing cards, threatening. It's an unbeatable emblem, so we can deploy the goons and just keep everything on the battlefield. We'll eventually run them out of the game. They're also stuck on lands. It's turn 5 for them. Alright, I found land 3. They play Love Struck Beast. Yeah. Attack. Plus. Oh, we finally don't see a... That's what I mean by drawing half a card, is generally speaking, you're every other turn. Was I want to say what the map used to be. Obviously, haven't broken out the hypergeometric calculator anytime recently. That's what it used to always be. Was theory you would draw a card every other turn. So we drew 2 in a row and then we missed. Fairly reasonable stuff. Yeah, this looks, it's got to be like a doomed angle for them unless they can deal with the Domri. Alright, they tap out. Alright, find a Mutavault. Question is, do they attack? We could always fight to kill off their 1/1, but I don't think we have to. Yeah, I don't think they're attacking anytime soon. Double Stormseeker. Don't mind if I do. Plus again. Worry about a potential bear coming our way next. All right, Coco on top is pretty good. Fan. Don't do that. Let's make this ooze. We could have made the pack leader 6/6 and then gotten a Coco into hand, but 5/2 coming in hot. We can make it a 6/3. Well, we've dumped all our resources, and much like our 5/5s do, their 5/5s have stunted us a bit. Now we're just 5-ing. Turn all of our things into big threats to these Storm Seekers. Thinking about it, they could trade the Cheville, they could trade the Visionary. Take it. Alright. 6/3, yeah. Yeah. My expectation is they're probably going to invoke Despair us. They don't, though. We have this Coco coming off, and we can even get to nighttime if we want to. Throw all our power onto this pack leader, attack for 6, draw a card. Domri's drawn 2, missed 2, so we're still at 50% as the legends foretold. Always was a 50% angle. mana. 3, 5. Boat. Boat. Well, boat's good, but boat killing pack leaders interesting. All right, well, storm up. Bonk. Another storm seeker. Cool. Trade stuff. You wanna here? Gonna just take it. Thinking about a lot of things. All right, they're gonna trade. Fine. Just eat this. So if they want to tap this, they go pretty low on resources. Yeah, I think we do that. If they do that, we just end up swinging back for lethal pretty easily. We also have the ability to just grow our creatures that matter and Coco. They're still confined on resources, and again, if they're using their time to kill Domri, that's more than fine. Domri's done its job. Drawing 2 cards, killing a creature, and then eating 6 damage is more than enough, because then we have a big crackback after the Coco. Trim their mana as well by fighting here. Think about, they got 7 cards, but only 4 mana. Alright, rebuy the Visionary. Try and find a land. This way. Kill this. Make another 3/3 and Coco. Fine. They'll kill a Stormseeker, which is fine. Fine. Sure. Alright, eat your creature. Coco. That bigger. Yeah, and now we just stand everything up and attack. Our plan was to force them to tap their resources, so now, right, we stand 1, 2, 3. This is a 3/3. This gets haste, and then everything gets bigger. They block here, take 3, 7, 10, 13, 15. I think it is a matter of inches, but certainly it could be. Double elf on the play. Give this a shot. On a white? Okay. Love a land. Too good. Some mono white, what do we want? We just want to ramp so we can play more things in a turn. And kill this. Let's get on the board. Next turn we can pack leader plus ooze, or if we draw a land, we can pack leader plus bone crusher, or ooze plus bone crusher, pack leader. A lot of options. Alright, Luminarch Aspirant. Well, we also can do this. Get on the draw card engine. Good when you're stuck on lands. Deploy the pack leaders. Alright. Your aspirant is protected. Tenant? Alright, well. I like them not to have a 4/4. They do. Alright, we'll throw away a wolf. Have into our pack when we get 2 alphas. True. 2 pack leaders, but one of them's gonna die, so it'll all shake out okay. So they can go block, sack, take no damage. We draw 2 and lose a creature, and that's a trade I'm willing to make. Get our land drops. Could also just eat it and then not block, take 3. Also fine. Now we took a point there we didn't need to take. True. Wow, this ooze will get big, but it's not gonna get bigger than the aspirant, unfortunately. Well, this is gonna be an Embercleave angle. Alright, that's fine. Take 5. I'll trade with the bodyguard if we have to. Or if we're allowed to, even. Wanna, for sure, cast this part so we have another color creature here. The more diversity in the color of creatures we have, the better to stop potential, trade the elements. Ship with these 2. Draw a card, lose 1 creature, potentially lose 2. Pass. Pass. Just looking for Ronus or Lever Boat. Means maybe we are supposed to start the Ronus back leader. Adeline's fine. Plenty. We have multiple creatures that can get in the way. Simply. Much more worried about this aspirant and lieutenant. Right, we're looking for Boat and Embercleave. Now we can't attack in because the Adeline has 4 toughness, so we need to get bigger to draw cards. But again, we've diversified our color of blockers. We have a good offense and defense back. We'll eventually find an Embercleave both. We have 6 top end spells to draw to. We can ship the werewolf and a Llanowar Elf in to draw a card if we want, and then scavenge just to mop up the things that die. We should have tapped an elf in case we drew a Embercleave here. Yeah, it's gonna be an embarrassing oof. Although I guess with the Dauntless Bar card, it would have just traded for that. Sad. It's an Aganjo. It's fine. Gets to draw the card. All we cared about. Again, get through it as best we can. Dudes will keep growing. Got 3 cards to eat now. They keep putting counters on Adeline. Bad luck. Again, we have infinite blockers though. They're kind of in this spot where, and I guess they could just grade the elements Adeline if they want to keep getting in. This. With the second ooze. I will save this last creature for a second ooze. Alright, well now I can turn these Lovestruck Beasts into 6 power creatures. Big gain on this board. Alright, get in there. I would like to offer you many trades, whatever you choose. Talia, sure. I will happily grow my oozes. They have another Aganjo? No, okay. They put a counter on Adeline, I can't get in with that attack anymore, but they don't play a creature or a spell, we get this this flips and then I can again. It'll be a 7 trample. We are getting close to attack out. Where are we? 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers. This. Oh ho ho, mon frere. Okay, so block, 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 block. 4, so 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. But we have this Embercleave. I think it might be time. I think it might be time for the bonk. Time for the most aggressive Settle the Wreckage you've ever seen. Just absolute catastrophe. Well, we drew enough extra cards to eventually find our Embercleave. That was our game plan, and we executed. Sure. Currently, that's the one we're probably gonna Embercleave. Ending. Okay, block on the use. Yeah, they should block the set. Well, the 7 has trample, so I'm guessing they're gonna let that through. Currently 11, 14, 18, 20, 22. So they gotta block 2 more. They gotta block. They gotta block with everything. We can just throw an Embercleave somewhere. The only interaction they have is a Gonjo, so we want to put it on something that has at least 5 toughness. So I think we're gonna put it on the Lovestruck Beast being blocked by Adeline. Okay, they're rethinking their blocks. Okay. Sure, they have to move first, right? Because it's 7, 8, 9. No, they don't. So we move first. Leave. Pushes through 9 damage. Yeah, they have the Brave. We figured. Sure. Again, this is why we wanted to make sure we had a diversity of colors to block. -1. All right. Bring in our rending volleys. I get a feeling they're gonna bring in their portable holes. Embercleave seems quite good here. I don't quite know what I want to cut here. I think Embercleave is kind of our late game insurance. Boat's also quite good. Ronus is great, but only conditionally. It's good. Pack leader. It's these. It might be Storm Seekers. Might be the Storm Seekers. Get these back in. I guess this Ronus only turns on by our 3 drops. Would I rather have Ronus or Liberator? I'd rather have Liberator. If that's the case. Trim 1 cleave. We want it, but not. Don't have to have it ASAP. We can stall the game out with our bodies. We do have some pretty large lads to get in the we did last. Challenger decks in Asia, yes, Asia, Europe and Asia, December 9th. See that happen. Okay. Supply chains be issuing. That opponent. Time to fight. Alright. Got something to do. See if they have the portable hole we expect them to have. A lot of Carplusian Forests kicking around here, huh? Solid three of them kicking. Our mana base is going to be potentially painful. Okay. Hit me. Oh, yeah. That's rude. I'd like to not draw any more lands if possible. For the entire game. That's the deal we're working on. No lands all game. Thank you. Oh. Bodyguard has returned. On initiate. Fair. 2-3. Yeah, you're in there. Alright, well, we have this nice little rending volley to work with. What do you want to hit? Gotta hit the use, I assume. Don't have to worry about break here. I'll block here. Here. This. Yeah, Brave costs 1 extra, that's why we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, can't cast that, bud. That costs 2 mana. Dahlia goes both directions. Cannot protect your thing. Yeah, this makes our ooze a theoretical 4/4 here. Oh, sorry, 5/5 actually. And does a lot of their offense too. Go to 9, then we can gain 3, go back up to 12. So choose. That'll also flip it to knight, so we'll have a 3/3 and a 5/5. And that is a good thing to have. You know they have a brave, so we're gonna play around that. Play this tapped, and then we'll threaten to eat this last one. Pass, make this a 3/3. Yep, so we know about a brave and 1 mystery card. Alright, so last card's brave. Not gonna rush this. Just gonna enjoy our pace of play as best we can here. We have once again reached the point where we're kind of stable. We got this pack leader to draw some cards now. We can ship in with the Trap Breaker and the pack leader. They can Brave. We can Embercleave to try and survive whatever happens. And like if the worst happens, our ooze just keeps getting bigger and bigger. They can't use like a portable hole or something because we have this Trap Breaker to just reset it. Yeah, last card's Brave, so we know what's up. I don't have nearly enough damage yet to force through a Brave. Draw a card. Oh, that's a great one. Talk about pretty good ones here. Embercleave costs 5. Sure. And a Mutavault. Sure. Another one. Sure. Go to damage. We're gonna go to damage. How does that happen? They just let it happen. That's a disaster for them. Okay. Kind of shocking to me. Absolutely shocking. I don't know how they win from here now. Like they had to cast that Brave, and if they do, we just Rending Volley and then Embercleave and they die. So I guess they kind of put themselves in a no-win situation there. All right, fine. Draw a card. We could have gained some life, but we just have this lair to protect. They can't attack. Yeah, and we're in no rush. I mean, we don't want to flood out, but still in no rush. Wild. Sure. I didn't even say the other hopeful. Interesting. Play pack leader. We can defensively Embercleave at this point, which is quite funny. But it does work. Work. It's nighttime. Defense. Attack for 12, draw a card. Going to choose not to play any card we draw, though. Avoid flipping it back to day. Legend. Ganja. We're just getting in there. Good old 12 of them. Like I said, our game plan here is just to outbody them. It's a good one. Junior Latrank, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. We're gonna, like I said, not cast any spells and not give them a free flip when we're doing okay. A blocker, removal spell, stuff going on. Gonna be the Degen Stone heard around the world if they draw another one. Take 3. Block here, here. Take 5. Not enough. I'll draw 2 even if this gets sacked. This is threatening to go up to 12. Pretty big. Yeah, and we just get to refill our hand. Oh, disgusting. Absolutely. Stand up immutable. -12 -5. Ending volley. Another ending volley. Okay. Here we go. The 4-1 believers get the job done.